So we're here at the new Beverly Cinema, checking out the scene, seeing all the folks here in preparation and anticipation of tonight's fantastic festivities, starring Lars and Zack. Sybil Danning's going to show up later. Big time fun. Things are about to begin, right?
Hey, I want to welcome all you guys back to the New Beverly for another night of insane films at the Grindhouse Fest. But this is a special night. This is something we're doing with the folks from the Alamo Drafthouse in Austin, who are probably the only theater in this country that's more famous than the New Beverly for showing cult movies, exploitation films. This is the opening night of their CINEMAPOCALYPSE West Coast Tour. They're going to be doing a night here tonight, and they'll be coming back tomorrow night to do a night with Phil from the New Beverly Midnights, and then they're heading up the coast to San Francisco, Portland, and Seattle. So you're welcome to follow the guys and get a whole caravan up the coast. Well, tomorrow night, CINEMAPOCALYPSE comes back, and Phil is going to be doing 2 shows with them. He's showing Surf 2, and I know he's got Eddie Deason here as a guest coming down. I believe he's got some other guests also. And then following that is the very, very, very rare Al Adamson film, Carnival Magic, which I have never seen, being as there is only one known print in existence, which belongs to these guys they brought with them. And that'll be tomorrow night. And then tomorrow night, if you want to stick around after that, there's a separate show at midnight, and this is the premiere of the new Black Devil doll, reimagining of Black Devil doll. That's midnight tomorrow. But, I just want to bring up, especially since I have not seen the first film, I want to bring up the people who made this possible. I want to bring up Lars and Zack from the Alamo Drafthouse in Austin. These guys run 2 nights, Weird Wednesday and what used to be Terror Thursday, but is now Terror Tuesday. They've been doing this stuff for years. They have one of the world's best collections of exploitation films, independent films, cult films. We're really thrilled that they brought their collection out here for this and are opening it up in LA and are drinking beer. All right, rock on, in the spirit of things. So I want to pass this mic over to Lars and Zack and have them say a few words.
We've already got mics, so we'll say words on these mics. Hi, my name is Lars Nilsson. This is Zack Carlson. We're the programming team at the original Alamo Drafthouse Theaters in Austin, which I think Brian just said. Yes, thank you. So Julie Darling is a movie that kind of I brought to the table. That's a movie that I'm pretty obsessed with. I wanted to show this movie because, in large part, nobody had ever seen it before. We showed it at Weird Wednesday in Austin at the Alamo, and the audience reacted. I was thinking it was going to be one of those weeks where the audience would just kind of like, they would understand that I had certain obsessions and I was trying to like do certain things. But as it turned out, the audience responded really well and loved the movie. It became a really beloved title. It is a, back in the 30s, as far back as Helen Hayes or Ruth Chatterton movies or Stella Dallas, there were movies that were made in Hollywood that were called women's pictures. And, supposedly women like these movies. And the key theme of these movies usually would be the ungrateful child. If you think about like Mildred Pierce with like the daughter and all that, you'd have the ungrateful child, and the mother works her fingers to the bone, and the child just is ungrateful. Well, this kind of brought the, and actually recently those have become what is known as Lifetime original movies. And so the same movies are now made like for Lifetime, and they're really popular. They've been popular for 70 years. But this movie kind of took that same theme and grafted this sort of incest, kind of exploitative incest theme that is, I think they think they're playing it tastefully, but they're not really playing it tastefully. You'll understand what I mean. Particularly, there will be, you mentioned that there are times when the whole audience will kind of react in unison.
Certainly hope so.
Man, there's one of those moments in this movie. The audience will react in a fucking crazy ass unison.
You were saying earlier, this is, those of you who are intimidated by the prospect of this being what is quote unquote a women's movie, I'd maybe like to expand on that by saying this is a women's movie for women that hate women.
And the identification figure for housewives in this movie is Sybil fucking Danning.
Great turnout, and I want to introduce our very special guest tonight, the star of the film we just watched, Miss Sybil Danning.
I was in Austin. These guys showed me the greatest time of my life. I love Texas now. All right.
We had a great time, and we showed another Paul Nicholas movie, Chained Heat, and we also showed Howling 2. Both great movies. Now, when you were there before, we talked about this movie, and I seem to recall that you didn't have a lot of memories about this movie, and you just didn't have a lot of strong memories about it. Is that the case?
Maybe because I never wanted to have children, and I think after I did that movie, I really realized why I never wanted to have children.
Right. So Paul Nicholas made this movie. He's kind of a mysterious figure. Nobody really knows where to find him. He was a German guy, and he had worked with Ernst von Theumer, the producer of this film, correct? Did you do this entire movie in Germany?
Well, Paul Nicholas, his real name is Lutz Scharwächter, and as far as I know, he was born in Berlin, and I think he's living in Canada, which makes a lot of sense because, yes, this was a German-Canadian co-production, and because I was born in Austria, and which is part of the German co-producing situation, I was put in there because of the German-Canadian co-production thing, and he lives up there right now. We shot most of the interiors in Berlin, and some of the exteriors, and a few of the exteriors in Toronto.
And I think Ernst von Theumer was well known for trying to film movies in different countries to get money from the government or subsidies from different places to get the movie made. And that was probably the case here. Did you have fun working on this movie?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun because I have to say, I think you'll all agree that Isabel was tremendous in that role. I mean, she was scary. Absolutely. And I heard, you know something? Thank you so much. I don't know where, Zack, you and Lars found this print, but you guys always find prints wherever. Because, until now, there was no one that, said they're going to bring this out on DVD. And just about 3 weeks ago, I did a commentary for an audio over the scenes, and also an on-camera interview for the DVD. So, for all of you that want to get the DVD, I'll be getting it, and it will be out in August of this year. Yes. So for all you fans of this movie, on Code Red, yeah. That's right, yes.
Isabel, actually, I talked to her and tried to get her out tonight, and she's not proud of her work on this film, and I really wish she could have been here because, I don't know about you guys, but for what makes the movie really go for me is you and her, and it's just a real strong sort of pas de deux acting sort of go in this movie. I think it's really good, what you do together. And I really wish she could have been here, but she's not proud of having been in this movie, unfortunately.
Well, I heard, and the guys that I did this, behind the scenes for, told me they also wanted her for it, and the reason she didn't do it, and probably why she didn't come tonight, and I understand she lives in Los Angeles now, she's actually Canadian, but I think she lives here, is because she felt it was so consuming. So I don't know what that means, that she maybe in the past has had some kind of affiliation with her character or whatever, but she said it was just so intense that she just could not deal with talking about it.
Yeah, I can see that.
And she was, I mean, you have to agree, I thought she was just tremendous. It was wonderful working with her. She was the part. I mean, you really believe she had this obsession with her father. Absolutely.
And was Paul Nicholas giving you guys a lot of acting direction, or was he more of a camera director? I know it was on a real tight schedule.
Paul, like in Chained Heat, that he also directed, he leaves you a lot of leeway, which is always good for actors. But he also, he knows exactly what he wants, and this was absolutely very much his kind of movie, and he was very supportive of us, but he also gave us a lot of leeway. Yeah.